I'll try one more time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. I like to begin with positivity. The Tigers just won. That's 2 in a row. Let's hear it for the Detroit Tigers. It is so wonderful to be here tonight. I saw that Ike McKinnon is in the house. Let's hear it for Ike McKinnon. My friend Bonnie from Real Estate One. Yep, I'm Ausner. My husband is here, Ed Fernandez. Can he get a round of applause? Good evening to all of you, and welcome to the Spark of Hope Tribute Gala. My name is Lila Lazarus, and I am so privileged to be your mistress tonight. I mean, mistress of ceremonies. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. You know how amazing this night is. For those of you for whom this is the first time, you are in for a treat. And by the way, we're not Zooming. This isn't WebEx or Teams. We are live. We are in person in the Renaissance Center. We are unmasked. Can I hear an amen? For those of you who I haven't met, Lila Lazarus, I was a news anchor for 30 years, which means I am an expert at nothing. But I was also a health reporter for all of those years. So your health, your wellness, your energy, your engagement, that is my prime concern tonight. Life Directions is all about inspiring peers to motivate and inspire each other to take charge of their life direction. And the organization was never more needed than now. If you speak to public health officials on a regular basis, as I do, they'll tell you the #1 public health concern, I'm not talking about cancer or obesity or heart disease. Do you know what it is? It's loneliness. Loneliness. 1 in 3 of us is lonely, and it could be somebody right at your table. So I'm going to ask you to make good eye contact right now with the people at your table. Everyone at your table. Right? Okay, after 3 seconds of eye contact, it does get creepy. Now all I want you to do, I just want you to smile big right now at the people at your table. Just at the people at your table, smile big, a little bigger. And thank them for being here tonight. Okay, that's enough thanking. So listen up. Your job tonight is so simple. It is to make sure the people at your table know they are here, they are appreciated, and they are not alone. Are you all in? Can I hear a yes? Great. This loneliness is especially serious, though, amongst young people. They seem so connected, right? Instagram, TikTok, all over social media. But 30% of young people say they don't know how to make new friends, and they've never felt more alone. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among people ages 10 to 24, and it has been increasing every year since 2007. That's one of the reasons an organization like Life Directions is so important. It takes a village, and we want you all to be part of that village. We want you to help not just tonight, but after tonight, next week, next month, all year long. So on your table is a Connect with Us card. Please connect. You can just use your phone and use that QR code, scan it, and you'll find Life Directions on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. And we want more likes and posts and shares. I saw on Facebook tonight they had like some 600 something followers. After tonight, it should easily be 1,000. So please use that QR code tonight. Now I know I'm already talking too much. I can see Father John looking at me. And I've seen all the studies about how women talk compared to men. Women use 20,000 words a day, men just 7,000. And they just had, so many of you men have already used up your language for the evening. And a recent study of the brain showed that they had found the protein that causes women to speak more. They identified this protein that causes women to speak more than men. I think the protein was called Chardonnay. Cheers to you too. So let's get this night going with a man who knows how to inspire others. He actually started with General Motors back in 1984 as a Cadillac district sales manager. He's now the United States Vice President of General Motors Fleet, responsible for building relationships and growing sales. But you see, this man is a coach. He manages by coaching. So you should also know he's a giver who encourages others to do the same. I want you to meet now our honorary auction chair. Please welcome Mr. Ed Pieper.
Good evening, everybody, and it's great to be here. It's great to be anywhere. I think after the last couple of years, we all know the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a village to make an event like this happen, to the planning, to getting the sponsorships, to arranging the dinner, to setting up the auction, and all the hundreds of details. So I'd like to begin by thanking the many, many people who made this event happen, particularly those who gave of themselves, those who volunteered their time, their effort, and especially their passion for this great cause. And thanks to those individuals and organizations who donated the many items to be auctioned this evening. I've been watching, my wife is now watching my iPhone now. We got about 6 bids out there, and it's very aggressive. It's all a great thing. And thanks to all of you who bought seats and tables tonight. As a result of your generosity, this evening is going to be a huge, huge success. So how about giving yourselves a huge round of applause? Thank you. I also want to thank our hostess, Lila Lazarus, and offer my personal congratulations to our award recipients tonight, Tim O'Brien and Will and Martina O'Sullivan. Thanks for all that you do. Well, if you took the time to read the bio for me in the program, and I certainly don't expect you to, you'd know that I graduated from Hillsdale College with a degree in English. It was there that I learned of the great 20th century English writer, Graham Greene, that I'd like to share with you tonight. He said, quote, "There is always one moment in childhood when a door opens and lets the future in." End of quote. There is always one moment in childhood when a door opens and lets the future in. There are many quotes out there about doors opening for new opportunities, but for Greene, the door opened to let the future in. And that's why I love this quote so much. It's life-changing. I know that in my life, there have been many people who opened doors for me. Teachers, coaches, professors, mentors at General Motors, my wife Pam, and my dear parents, of course. And I consider myself very, very fortunate to have had people in my life who opened doors for me, people who let the future in. But not everyone is that fortunate. And that's why the work of Life Directions is so incredibly important. And I want to thank Father John and this organization for opening doors for countless young lives for nearly a half-century. Father John opening doors to let the future in. And I know that there are many, many individuals who can point directly to Father John and this organization and say, you opened doors for me. You gave me a future. Thank you, Father. I can't thank you for all that you've done for this organization, for so many different folks. My hope for all of our young people is that there is at least one door, hopefully many doors, that open to let the future in. Opening doors. Because of all of you, there will be many doors that are opening tonight. Next up is Luke Jacoby, the chair of the Board of Trustees, and without a doubt, Luke is a true champion of this organization, which is demonstrated not only by the giving of his time, but the fact that he is a diamond sponsor of tonight's event as well. And Luke, we want to thank you for that. There is always, yes sir, thank you. There is always one moment in childhood when a door opens and lets the future in. Again, thank you all for being here this evening. God bless you.
All righty, thanks for coming out tonight, everyone. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you, Ed. So my story with Life Direction started about 5 years ago, and I was a mentor for a student in Western High School in Detroit. I was paired up with one student for the course of the year, and over the months that followed, he would come into my office and he would do homework there. I would visit him at school, I would meet his friends, we'd talk about life, growing up, maturing, and over the course of a year really formed a true relationship. One day I was at work and he called me 3 times in a row, just 3 times in a row, middle of the day, and you know somebody only calls you 3 times in a row if something bad happened. So I give him a call back thinking, uh-oh, what's going on? And he insisted on meeting me in person at Clark Park in Detroit. Had to meet in person, had to be today. So I got there and he asked me the question. He said, what are some things you can learn in college? He was a junior in high school. He said, what are some things you can learn in college? And that was the minute that I knew that this organization was special. That we had this student that I had just worked with for a number of months, no plans on going to college, was already working, wanted to continue down that path. And he asked me, what are some things that I can learn in college? And since then, I've been hooked on Life Directions. I've worked with more students over the years, and I'm honored to serve on the board. And so with that, I want to thank, thanks guys. I mean, that's a real impact that's being had. I mean, that is a real impact that's being had. You know, I don't know what else could have sparked that within him other than, you know, he got to come into my work, see what life was like, meet with my coworkers, and I mean, it was a cool, very touching moment. So with that, I want to thank our sponsors, Donald and Mary Koch, Adrian Steele, the Catholic Foundation of Michigan, Morley Companies, O'Brien Construction, Comerica, Imagine Entertainment, Jack Morton Worldwide, KPMG, Terry and Karen Larkin family, Matthew and Mona Simoncini, Nexus Business Solutions, Stevenson and Bullock, Total Synthesis Pharma Consulting, United Road, and Winston and Strawn. So a round of applause for all of our diamond, platinum, and gold sponsors, guys. And for all of our other sponsors. Without our sponsors, without what we're doing tonight, I mean, tonight makes up the lion's share of the revenue that we generate in the year. Without what we're doing tonight, that first student that I got to work with 5 years ago never would have asked me that question. What are some things that I can learn in college? So tonight's critically important. So bid often, bid aggressively, and I'll say that there is a soup package that I was the recipient of last year. I've gotten more compliments tonight on my clothing than I have in my entire life. Yes, yes. It's from Cicchini's in Birmingham. I will be bidding against you, and very aggressively. I could use another one of these. So without further ado, I'll turn it back to Lila.
Thank you so much. Now it's time to introduce someone who's really responsible for all of us being here tonight. See, back in November 1974, he was among the less than half a dozen founding members who started Life Directions nearly 50 years ago. Please welcome Father Alex Steinmiller.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So what were you doing in 1973? I was 31 years old. I met Father John Phelps at a racquetball court. He was 32. And something clicked. I call it a spark. And then we met Sister Rosalie Esquerra, and the chemistry just continued. I want to pray in the spirit of that spark that John and Sister Rosalie, Alex and Judy McDonald, and myself felt as we discovered the mission of Life Directions. As we settle down into a respectful quiet, you may want to bow your head. Before all else, I want to invite all of us to participate in a direct blessing from God. The spark that ignited the vision and mission of Life Directions 49 years ago. This is similar to the blessing that came over us, Sister Rosalie, Father John, and myself, and Alex and Judy. We were missionaries, and along with Will and Tino Sullivan, our honorees tonight, who shepherded one of our first young adult support groups in the West Side, the spark ignited us. We pray tonight from our hearts, however we believe and understand God, however that may be, created in love by God, with our lives, which are totally dependent upon God for strength and guidance, and in grateful acknowledgement of the spark that launched this mission to instill hope, healing, and guidance in every young person who is searching for meaning in life. We ask tonight the Lord God, creator of all of us, to bless each of us around these tables and our extended families, wherever they may be, with a hope that will sustain them and us, and the trust that our Creator will faithfully accompany us through life. Bless our food, our conversation, and those who do not have any of these blessings. Let our being here together tonight be a wonderful sign of thanksgiving and praise for all that Life Directions has accomplished through the years and for the grace and perseverance in the future. Let our prayer extend to all young people and their families wherever they find themselves in need. We pray as God's kingdom comes among us and God's will be done, for God is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, now and forever. Can I get an amen?
When it comes to giving, certain people have a real understanding of why we have two hands, one to help ourselves, the other to help others. This man is one of those people, a giver. He was last year's Guiding Light honoree, and he's here tonight to introduce this year's honoree and pass the torch. Please welcome the co-founder and CEO of Imagine Entertainment, Paul Glantz.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Lila, and thank you for your gracious applause. I'm not sure it's warranted, but nonetheless, I will graciously accept. It's a tradition with Life Directions that we pass the torch from one honoree to the next honoree. And so it really is my distinct pleasure to be with you tonight. You know, annually, the Board of Trustees of Life Directions bestows a singular honor on that person whom it recognizes has modeled their life, their lifetime, the vision, the actions, and the commitment of Life Directions' mission to the most at-risk youth and young adults in our community. It's with deep affection and humble thanksgiving that Life Directions and its founders honor one of its own tonight. former board chair and current board member, Tim O'Brien. Tim, by your actions and advocacy, you've brought not only attention to your belief in the need for a successful prevention program to stop hunger, homelessness, addiction, school dropouts, and violence before they begin. But you've worked tirelessly in giving back to the community and in funding Life Directions to achieve this noble goal. For years, you've been being a leading voice, spreading the word about what Life Directions does with youth and young adults in that work, that truly work. The lives are changed and lives are saved by Life Directions. You're more than a beloved benefactor to Life Directions. Your professional credentials and success with O'Brien Construction in redeveloping the city of Detroit and many areas in Southeast Michigan are well known and highly regarded in peer review publications, as is your personal history of active participation in many nonprofit partnerships. Robert Frost once wrote about the road not taken. The roads you've taken, literally and figuratively, as a man, faith, and entrepreneurial leader and philanthropist, are a testament to the belief that anything is possible for those who aspire to learn, serve, and lead at the highest level. In all these years, you've never sought the limelight. Your colleagues, constituents, beneficiaries, admirers, however, understood and respected the strength of your conviction, dedication, and strong leadership. Throughout your remarkable career, you've promoted the principle that people of goodwill need to get actively involved in our community and to give back. That principle, that every young life is important regardless of zip code. That principle that education and values are key to a meaningful life of responsibility and accountability. In so many ways, your life and example is the embodiment of the Life Directions mission and the vision to work with the most at-risk and least among us. The impact of your outreach is immeasurable. You remain passionately connected with the quality of life concerns for at-risk youth and adults. And so, in honor of this day, it's more than us for you. You've given us a larger vision of what life and should be the way of living ours. Therefore, proud in its long commitment to working with economically poor and at-risk youth and young adults, and that all might know our respect and admiration for your manifold achievements, we're pleased to salute and to confer upon you the Life Directions Guiding Light Award for 2022. Tim, it's all yours.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Well deserved. Congratulations. Thank you.
It's right there, Tim.
So thank you. I was sitting next to my brother-in-law. He said, "Who the hell are you talking about?" And Lila, just so you know, I am the exception to the 7,000 word a day rule, as you will soon see. Oh yeah, yeah. Never give an Irishman the free microphone. So before I forget, you know, we work with kids. We do everything we can for them. And I was lucky. I had great parents. I went to a great school. And I want my favorite teacher, Sister Kathy, to stand up and take a bow. Somehow in typing class, she taught me about life and raising money. I don't know how you did that, but. And my knuckles are whacked because every time I looked at the keys, she hit me with a ruler. So thank you, Paul. Coming from you, this is a great honor. You are kind of like Life Directions. You're one of Detroit's best kept secrets. I think I've been on a number of boards and committees, and eventually, as we're trying to figure out how to raise money or do things, Paul's name comes up. And it's always followed with, Paul will help us. And everything I've ever been involved with where Paul's name comes up, Paul is there to help us. So thank you very much. So I had a long speech. I cut it way down. Then I thought, oh, I'm just going to go do a couple notes and go from there. And I'll get confused. I'm old. These are the kind of things that happen when you get old. You get awards. So I'll read what I didn't scribble out. So thanks to everyone at Life Directions. I can't think of an organization that means more to me. And this truly touches my heart. I'll tell you, it's difficult to accept this award, though. Not because I'm not honored, but because this has really been a group project from the day I got involved at Life Directions. And not just the board members and the staff and things like that, but all of our partners and friends in the construction industry have really taken it on themselves to partner up with us and become partners of Life Directions. And without you guys, honestly, I don't know if we'd have survived. It was some tough days coming out of the recession, and everybody opened up their wallets and their hearts and really kept us going. So there's some of our friends from the construction industry, stand up and take a bow. So that 7,000 word a day thing really stuck with me. So I looked up how fast do people normally speak. It's about 100 words a minute. I spoke 1,000 words so far today. I've got 6,000 words left. So sit back and enjoy the next 60 minutes. I'm going to skip some stuff. It's getting shorter. So let me take you back real quick to the 1970s. Small group of people were tired of watching youth being buried from the streets of Detroit. They knew there had to be a way to make things better. And they developed the most impressive program I've ever seen to combat the ills that have befallen our youth. The genius of their discovery and the most basic idea behind Life Directions, kids really don't respond to adults. Sometimes adults don't respond to adults. We can lecture kids all we want, but at the end of the day, kids listen to other kids. And that's where our peer-to-peer mentoring came from. And I can stand here and tell you I've seen it work over and over and over again. And everything Paul talked about raising money, and it's all been very simple because we've seen the results in how they work. The youth that get into our program, at the end of the day, they find their direction. Hence the name Life Directions, which was a little different than the original name of the organization. Life Direction provides these youth with many things that we take for granted. The most important thing that Life Direction can provide these youth is simply the lesson of responsibility. Responsibility to their friends, to their families, to society, and most critically, to themselves. And these are the things that are missing from education today. And we take kids, and within, honestly, weeks, we can turn their lives around. Our results speak for themselves. Math and reading scores increase for virtually every single member of Life Directions. Their social skills vastly improve. Their understanding of being part of community and giving back soars. When they are in a school, or when we are in a school, the culture of the entire school changes. So real quick, going back to 2006, I joined the board. I figured out my plate was too full. I had to get off a couple boards, and Life Directions had this unbelievably great board. In fact, their fundraiser was, at a board meeting, Father John would say, our budget's $400,000. The board members would write checks and they'd raise $400,000. Pretty easy way to get through life. So let's jump ahead 6 years. We're coming out of the Great Recession. I'm at a fundraiser and we're leaving, and about 6 of us get lost in Clark Hill's massive offices. Suddenly a kind lawyer hollers down the hallway, "Are you guys lost?" We cried out, "Yes, help, we're getting hungry and thirsty." So it turns out that kind lawyer was no longer than longtime Life Directions board member Tom Hathaway. So he walked up, he looked at me, before he could even say, "Hi, Tom," he said, "Tim O'Brien, your kids are grown up, you can get back on the board." And I was back on the Life Directions board. So what I found when I got back on the board, though, was that Life Directions was in the same shape as many nonprofits were throughout the United States in 2010, 2012. We were struggling to raise funds, struggling to keep and find board members. Layoffs, buyouts, mergers, bankruptcies of the Great Recession had really taken a toll on the entire nonprofit world. So, as board members, we rolled up our sleeves and we went to work. We built the board back up to what is one of the best boards I have ever seen today. Budget is always a struggle, as it is with any nonprofit board, but we have continually grown our budget every single year, I think, for the last 15 years. So here we are now. Thanks to another great board member, Patrick Ruggiero of Roman Village Restaurant Group, we have this tremendous gala. Let's hear it from Patrick. Patrick was the impetus for the gala, and this has carried us through the years. As I just noted, we have a great board working hard to grow Life Directions to the size it really should be and it really needs to be. But Life Directions has a very serious problem. And part of the reason, and that is that we are Detroit's best kept secret. We've had all kinds of MCs, such as Paul W. Smith, come in through the years, and they MC our events, and they leave and they say, I can't believe I've never heard of you. And we say the same thing. We can't believe you've never heard of us. So the board has taken it on themselves to work really hard to get the word out there and let people know what we do. The other problem we have is, and I'll compare this to the American Cancer Society. If we were the American Cancer Society, we'd show you some videos and the advances of cancer treatment. We could show you numbers of people that have been treated and survived, and you would say, boy, my dollars are really going to a great cause and they're making a change. We're a preventative organization. We can't show you those numbers. We can't say to you, 2,000 kids didn't die because they joined Life Directions. We know, we've seen what happens, but the statistics just aren't there. So it's very difficult for us to get our message out there. I wish I could bring back some speakers that we've had over the years whose lives were touched by Life Directions, but I'd like to share a story from a principal of one of our high schools. This probably goes back 10 years. At one of our big events, she told a story of a student that she was very close with, but she was very worried about. The student had a lot of promise, but was running with the wrong crowd. The principal recommended that she join Life Directions, and she did. Shortly thereafter, her friends were out partying one night, driving around, and they were all killed in a car accident. The principal told us how her heart was broken over all the kids, but mainly the student that she was so close to. Imagine her amazement the following day when the student walked into school. The principal said she broke down in tears and she hugged her student. After a few minutes, she asked her, why wasn't she out running around with her friends? The student said, earlier that week, the discussion at Life Directions was about making responsible decisions with their lives. She knew she had a test coming up and she needed to study, so she stayed home and studied. She said she really wanted to be with her friends, and they really tried to get her go that night out with them, but she knew in her heart this was not the right thing to do. Now, you could infer that Life Directions saved her life, but that's really wrong. It was a combination of her peers and herself. A week or two earlier, she would have made the wrong decision. Timing's everything. A week or two later, she made the right decision, and she's still with us today. So how do you capture this type of event as a statistic? You simply can't. But the board members and the people who are associated with Life Directions, we see the culture in the schools where Life Direction functions. We get to watch the students as they advance from really young kids to young adults that can look you in the eye, shake your hands, carry on a conversation, tell us what their goals are in life. And at the end of the day, that is what keeps the Life Directions Board of Directors going. That's what keeps us meeting and bugging our friends and contacts for more and more money and more time. We get to see the results. Many times you folks don't. Tonight you will. You'll see some of the students that we have worked with and helped, and you will know from their words that every penny you spend with Life Directions is a penny well spent. So here's what I'd like to leave you with. Our goal is to get back into every high school in Detroit. We were there the first time I was on the board back in 2007. But we need to be in Pontiac. We need to be in Flint. Jack Aronson, a great supporter of Life Directions and the founder of Garden Fresh, wanted to bring Life Directions to Ferndale schools. He understood that it's not just the large inner city schools that need our help. We're needed everywhere. So ask yourself, how can you help save a life and give a youth their life direction? That's really a rhetorical question because I'm going to answer it for you because I still have 4,000 words left. Number one, you could join the board. We are always looking for great people. Number two, you could volunteer to work with our peer mentor program. A number of folks from the construction industry that started out coming to the golf outing or coming to our fundraisers ended up doing some peer mentoring. Here's number three, and it's my favorite. It's why I got this beautiful plaque. Get your checkbook out and write a check to Life Directions. Now, many of you have already contributed, and many of you have contributed a lot. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, because I know what it's like to write those checks. But I'll tell you, it is never enough. Glenn Hagee, America's master handyman. How many people remember Glenn Hagee? All right. He used to have a saying. Anybody remember what his saying was? Yeah, well, water always wins. Okay, that was number one. Number two, the best tool in your toolbox is your checkbook. That's old school. The best tool in your checkbook is now your Visa card. So get your Visa cards out. We've got the auction coming up, and Chris, our auctioneer, is going to give you an opportunity, if you're not able to get anything, to throw a little more money in. And believe me, Chris is very good at separating you from your money. So I'd just like to thank a couple important people. And then I will stop talking, I promise. So thank you again to everybody at O'Brien Construction. You guys stand up. These folks have put up with me spending their bonus money on Life Directions. Oh, you guys didn't know about that. There was only a couple of years. No, they've put up with me, they've helped me, they've pushed subs, they've pushed our suppliers, they've begged, they've really taken on what Life Directions is about and helped to make it happen. And thank you again to all of our construction partners who have really helped us out through all these years. I'd like to thank our amazing staff, mainly Father John, Bonnie, and Annette, and really all the folks at Life Direction. Your dedication to the community is a constant inspiration to the entire board. If you don't know Father John, let's have a hand. I'm going to tell you, if you don't know Father John, give him a call and go grab breakfast or lunch with him. He'll pay, but it's going to cost you a lot of money in the end. He is an amazing man. He is the glue of Life Directions, and personally, he has taught me so much. They don't make them like that anymore, and it's a shame. Stand up, Father John. Special thanks to my wife, Debbie, who put up with many late board nights and late nights at work while I sent out emails and personal notes looking for more money or maybe trying to recruit a new board member. Really, she should be up here instead of me. It'd be a shorter speech. And it'd be a better speech. So Debbie, stand up and get a well-deserved round of applause. Did she stand? Okay. So Debbie has put up with me for 35 wonderful years. Thank you, Deb. And thanks to all of you supporters of Life Directions. Some of you might be here because I twisted your arm to be part of Life Directions, or another board member, or you heard about us. But the important thing is that you're here. And what I want you to do is take the word of Life Directions with you and spread it around. Kind of do what I did. Annihilate your friends. It's kind of like a pyramid scheme. But it's for the good of society. Let's get rid of Life Directions being the best kept secret in Detroit. And really, once you really understand our direction, it becomes impossible to start supporting us. Lastly, let's thank God who brought us all together and who I honestly believe has kept us on direction through good times and bad. It's been a great ride so far, and the future will continue to be bright with folks like you supporting us. Thank you very much.
That's so great.
So, Lila, there was a suggestion that you auction off your shoes.
Good idea.
They're very popular.
Thank you, thank you. Your wife's dress is beautiful, and Debbie, he only has 36 words left, so you're in good standing right now. Congratulations to Mr. O'Brien. What a round of applause. Our next honorees are responsible for so many successes through the Life Directions program. Here to present the Lifetime Achievement Award, last year's honoree, Kim Adams House, Head of Brand Licensing and Marketing at Stellantis.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is so wonderful to be back in this esteemed group to bestow upon some dear friends one of the most incredible honors that I could ever imagine. And I feel gifted being able to introduce you to this entire group tonight. And I have to give thanks to Ed, who was here earlier, accepting an award, or making an introduction actually, because he framed his comments around doors being opened. And I think each of us can clearly think back and realize that we would not be in many places that we're able to be, or the accomplishments that we've been able to make, had there not been many doors opened for us. And so I thank you, Ed, for laying the groundwork for my remarks that also speak to doors that have been opened by Will and Martina O'Sullivan. So it's an honor and a privilege to return to the gala as last year's recipient and to bestow upon two very deserving people this year's Lifetime Achievement Award. I will try to ensure that my comments are brief, but no, should I go a bit long, it is only because of the true richness of their story. A story of family, a story of love, of community and justice, and undoubtedly a story of how they opened many doors throughout their lives for so many. Some might say that the chance of them meeting, and further, to be on the eve of their 50th wedding anniversary, was by chance. I would say that it was clear from the beginning that it was destiny. Martina was born in Lafayette, Louisiana, later moving to Detroit, where her father opened a family business and she and her siblings attended St. Teresa Catholic School. It was here that she first met Father Bob Moran, who challenged young Martina to become involved in righting wrongs, and hence her commitment to justice and the civil rights movement was born. Will was born in Detroit, and the family moved to Dearborn and then Chicago, as his father was a lifelong Ford Motor executive. Now, I hearken from Chrysler, FCA, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, and now Stellantis, but I love you, Will, still. They later returned to the area to reside in Birmingham, and through his family, Will held firm to the belief not to take things for granted and learn to embrace a sense of charity in whatever he did. His belief and commitment to justice began. They met by chance when Martina took a tour of Sacred Heart Seminary here in Detroit, where Will was preparing for a life of faith in the priesthood, having attended high school and college there. It was at Sacred Heart that he first heard Father Bob Moran speak about his work as a priest and said, "I want to be like him." Coincidentally, Martina spent her first year of college at Siena Heights in preparation for a life of service as a Dominican sister. She ultimately received her bachelor's and master's degrees in social work from Wayne State University. In their love, they worked independently and collaboratively to open many doors to those in need, and they embarked on their respective careers. Martina started her social work career at the Detroit Public Schools to make a difference, and after moving to California, she joined Dominican Hospital and later Catholic Charities of the Diocese of Monterey, ultimately returning to her prior hospital to become the face of the hospital's connection to an array of health and human services in the country. And Will brought his commitment to justice to Detroit Recorder's Court as a probation officer, and later moved to the federal court as a U.S. probation officer, and then to California in a parallel position in San Jose. He closed out his career overseeing a Santa Cruz substance abuse disorder counseling center. Now, through many roles, both Will and Martina were instrumental in giving hope, instilling the realization that the doors of life could still be opened despite facing challenges. Will and Martina have cultivated a wonderful life for themselves. They are the parents of 3 beautiful daughters, Jennifer Suzanne, Meredith Lucy, and Ellen Claire. As young girls, they were truly the apple of their parents' eyes, and as young women, they framed their deep love for each of them to ensure that they were confident in who they were and fearless to walk through any door in order to realize their dreams. Their success was the byproduct, their self-confidence and strength of character the result. Take a listen. Jennifer Suzanne, their eldest daughter, is described by her parents as relationally brave. She started her business 15 years ago to provide strategic direction and marketing for nonprofits around the world. She and her husband, Chris, make their home in Newport Beach, but recently purchased a villa in Tuscany where the family will celebrate Will and Martina's 50th wedding anniversary this summer. Meredith Lucy is their middle daughter and has a very successful publicity firm, The Lead Company. Opening a door and breaking the glass ceiling, the firm is led by Meredith and 3 other dynamic women. Marie Claire named Lead Hollywood's hottest publicity firm, and she is described by her parents as a self-made person. She and her husband, John, have 2 boys, Miles, 7, and James, 3, and they reside in Santa Monica. Ellen Claire, their youngest daughter, resides in the Big Apple. She manages talent for the Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show and has been with the show since Jimmy took over that role. Her parents shared that her gift is her unique ability to engage deeply with people. Ellen and her husband, Pete, have 10-month-old twins, August and Owen. Meredith and Ellen are here today. And I have to say to both of you and to Jennifer, how fortunate you were to have been instilled with such love and the belief that you could realize your dreams, and unquestionably, you did. So, full circle, our Life Search Circle members are all present here in spirit. This unique group of individuals came from a range of different life experiences and personal stories. Yet it was with faith, love, and wisdom that Father Bob Moran, the architect of this circle, was key to creating a bond that remains intact and incredibly strong to this day. But it was also Father Moran who asked Will and Martina to be present in the lives of those whose character was in formation, esteem was being cemented, and faith was being affirmed. To that, they responded with a resounding yes. They became, in fact, the catalyst of freedom, allowing our circle the opportunity to truly discover themselves and their gifts. A few thoughts for Will and Martina from the circle. They had a calming presence and a listening ear. Their example of true love and commitment was the reason we married. They were a safe harbor. They shared God's healing touch. They shared love that brought out the best in me and in others. And quite simply, they gave and loved unconditionally. So, Life Directions, your circle, your family, your friends, and all in attendance today acknowledge your profound commitment and contribution to giving life and love to those in need across a spectrum of humanity. And it is with eternal appreciation that we honor you today for your efforts to continue to hold the door open. Thank you. And I would like to introduce Will and Martina O'Sullivan.
Thank you.
By the way, Lila, another Irishman.
So, to each and every one of you, I want to say thank you so very much to Life Directions, to all that was involved, for the opportunity to have done the work that was so needed at the time in the lives of these young people. We're very honored and humbled to be here. I better put these on. To celebrate with all of you 50 years of work and accomplishment of Life Directions. It's a journey that has certainly taken many directions and is filled with abounding memories. This organization continues to walk in hope and to walk in anticipation that the future of Life Directions will lead to creating a world as it should be. Celebrations of 50 years, they're amazing. We inevitably go back to the beginning and we call out all of what's happened. We call out the joy, the challenges, and yes, even the miracles. In this instance of Life Directions, we know with certainty that lives through the work, through the process, has indeed transformed lives. Yes. And none of it would have been possible without the vision and commitment of Father Alex and Father John, Sister Rosalie, and with Alex and Judith McDonald. To each of you, what we owe is gratitude. What we commit is to continue to follow and be there. Tonight, we've got a board chair, was and is. Thank you, Tim. I liked your speech. It wasn't long enough, though. Yeah. But congratulations, certainly well done and well deserved. So we want to thank all of the board of directors actually for all their work, for carrying the mission and ensuring the viability of this organization for over 50 years. The staff, the volunteers, anyone who's been a part of this organization can truly know and understand what uniqueness is all about and how special this was. Your energy and support of this work is necessary and very appreciated. Will and I would not be here tonight if not for Father Robert Moran. As Kim said, he asked something of us that we had no idea what it would entail. Basically, he framed it in a way that we couldn't say no. And it has literally changed our lives as well. When do you ask someone in the second year of their marriage to be a part of a team, to be with and walk with and ensure safety and trust to a group of teenagers? We had a 1-year-old at the time, so that was a long way off, the teenagers. But it came, and we were very, very grateful. So we said yes, knowing who Father Moran was, even though, as I said, it was not clear what we were being asked. And yet, we knew that with this group of young people, as much as we were perhaps connected to each of them, that they had certainly connected with us. They came with joys and they came with challenges much too heavy. They were encouraged them to keep moving, to keep working toward change. And unexpectedly, they found that through the circle, as the group was called, was the safe place to face themselves and to face each other. So we, as being the couple along with the priest, gave ourselves, and as a result, came away with deepening of spirituality and strengthening of our commitment to change, our commitment to justice, and our commitment to relationships. Beyond being there for the young people, this opportunity led to a strength of our own spirituality and our own togetherness. Our family certainly grew up with the principles of life search, life directions. So tonight, as we are excited and we are just really surprised, we accept this honor, but we accept it on behalf of Father Moran and on behalf of the Circle, who have given us more than they could ever imagine. We love you, and thank you. He's got to have a clue.
Yeah, another Irishman. So, as Martina and I continue to live out our 8th decade and begin our 6th decade together as a couple, as parents, and now happily as grandparents, the whole concept of lifetime achievement does have a wonderful, affirming ring to it. With that, our attitude tonight, yesterday, and tomorrow has to be an attitude of gratitude. We have so many blessings to count. We are grateful for our daughters, their husbands, and our grandsons. We are thankful tonight to be here with all of you who are here with such good purpose and intent. We are grateful for what we first knew as Life Search, and now we know as Life Directions, which has been in Detroit, as has been mentioned a couple times, almost 50 years now. We are thankful for our beloved late pastor, spiritual director, and friend, Father Bob Morand. And tonight we are especially grateful for Annette, Kim, Carl, Linda, Derek, Kevin, the Washingtons, and so many more young people who were in our circle, as well as young people who were forming communities all over the city of Detroit at that time. We, not Martina and I, we collectively, as a circle, as a team, created a circle of support and encouragement that thrived throughout our group's high school and college years, and actually into their first steps into their careers. During our life search, life directions journey, we all learned together to engage, to reflect, to listen, to articulate, to reconcile, to aspire, to pray, and to build community more fully. Our journey with that circle was a 9-year ascent, a climb stretching us all to be more thoughtful, forgiving, and lovingly intentional, and lovingly active. We were learning to understand that if you seek peace, you must work for justice. Okay, we're coming to the end, Tim. So here at home, here in Detroit, our hometown, it is always correct and right and just to call on some Motown poetry to draw us to conclusion. So I want you to imagine the Life Direction Choir. This is a choir of staff, of volunteers, of board members, and students all over the city. And I want you to imagine them singing, and you might want to help me out here at the end. Listen, people, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, people. If you need us, call us, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Just call our name, we'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause people, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep us from getting to you. So, even Marvin and Tammy would encourage this. We hope and we trust that all of you will continue to support the efforts that are represented here tonight and this decades-long mission that is so purposeful, worthwhile, intentional, and loving. Thank you.
Let's hear it for them one more time. The O'Sullivans. I'm actually kind of jealous of their table. They had just a certain energy, a certain incredulity, just an amazing table. I see you, Pat. But I also see Ike McKinnon. He's going to kill me, Father, but I'm going to do this. Ike loves Martina, loves both of you, so come up. Former police chief and deputy mayor of the city of Detroit, Ike McKinnon. Come on up. I know he's going to kill me. I don't care. Could you just give them the music they deserve?
Oh, Lord, no.
Go ahead.
Oh, God.
You knew I was
You know, I've known her for a long time. She won't live this much longer. So, okay, I got something. As Will was singing, I got something. So, that group that we have, Lou, Dan, oh, you guys come up here. Come up here. Come on, Pat. Come on. Come on, guys. As you were singing, Will, I thought about this. Oh, come on. Don't be afraid, guys. Come on up, guys. Come on. Chris and Steve. Martina, you stay back. You can't sing.
Stop it.
I've known Tina since 1972. Oh, I'm sorry, 1968. I'm sorry. She just corrected me. So
I'm going to invite up their circle.
you can invite the circle up here. And so what we're all, and we want you all to join in on this. There's this wonderful song that will epitomize exactly what's occurred today, and that's Wonderful World. We want you all to sing, if you will, please. I'll start off. I see green trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. Sing, and I sing to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, red roses too, and something else. Oh, we'll use the elephant show. Sing. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. That's it.
Ike McKinnon in backup.
It's my honor to have the three circle leaders, Carl, Reed, and Annette Howard, and Kim Adams House, together with Tina and Will. Where's Will? Okay, Will. They are receiving the most intimate award Life Directions can give. It's a child in the hand. If a mother forgets her child, I will not forget you, for I have carved you in the palm of my hand, and I want the circle to give it to the circle couple that held them together. And let's all say thank you.
What?
Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations. We do want to make sure that you guys understand what this is really all about. So I ask you to take a look at the screens now, and it'll give you a real understanding.
Hunger, homelessness, addiction, gut-wrenching problems that affect the youth in our community every day. How do we turn the corner? How can we make real change? Ask yourself this: what if we could solve these problems before they began? For nearly 50 years, the programs of Life Directions have provided inspiration, tools, and motivation to young people in our community to become self-determined and make positive life choices. The result? They take charge of their education, job readiness, housing, and health. That is real impact. That can help put an end to the cycle of hunger, homelessness, and addiction. And Life Directions is doing it every day, assembling peer motivation groups, where achieving peers inspire their peers. Building the community with neighborhood enrichment programs. Restoring hope, helping families to heal from past traumas and grow together. You see, by empowering young people with purpose and direction, we invest in solving problems before they happen. It's time to make real change together. Visit lifedirections.org.
It's one thing to see the video. It's a whole nother thing to meet someone who has felt the power of this organization. Please welcome Dicey Joven.
Good evening. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I'm so nervous. It's my first time giving a speech about myself, so bear with me, please. First, I want to start by introducing myself. My name is Daisy Joven Gonzalez. I am going to be giving a little background story speech of how I got into Life Directions and how Life Directions motivated me and changed my life decisions. I am first-generation Mexican-American woman from Southwest Detroit. Thank you. I enjoy playing sports, reading, mentoring, and working. Some of my passions include fitness, education, mental health awareness, and women empowerment. My parents are originally from Michoacan, Mexico, but over the last 2 decades, they have built a life for me and my 3 younger brothers. Life has not been easy for me, coming from a Hispanic household, Spanish being my first language. It has been very difficult for me to learn English. I had people make fun of my accent, but accent doesn't define the person I have become. And I learned as I grew older, I felt alone during a period of time in middle school, because everyone spoke English better than me, but I never gave up. Throughout this time, my parents have taught us the importance of hard work and the value of an education, which is why I have decided to pursue a law degree at Wayne State University. I understand that they left their entire lives behind in order to provide my siblings and I a better future. Those I hope to make them very proud with my achievements and be able to take care of them in the future. Enter the staff of this beautiful relationship I now have with Life Directions. You see, similarly, I have found a passion in service and outreach during my participation in community organization, Life Directions, that focuses on youth development through dialogue, networking, and mentorship. Life Directions covered me at a time when I was teased the most, vulnerable, and helped me to remain focused on what I was important. In spite of, not only has this organization introduced me to a great individuals of Life Insights, but being a part of Life Direction has inspired me to pursue the best version of myself in hopes to uplift other community members. I had bad friendships that lead me to bad grades during my freshman year. Life Directions helped me see that living a life of respect, education, values, manners, and morals. I'll be introduced to like-minded good friendships that has also pursuing higher education, while balancing academics, a job, and my involvement in Life Directions, a job, mentorship, and community service organization has not been easy. I have come to realize that I would like to continue to educate and empower myself and my community as well. To everyone who played a role in my success of my Life Directions, I want to personally thank you so much. Without you, life would certainly be more difficult and maybe a little less clear. It is because of your investment in me that I will be able to one day invest back into society and lift someone up in spite of their condition or environment. Thank you all for listening to my story. It is well appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And good luck to you. Is she amazing? Woohoo! Eventually, I think she'll be on the board. That's my thought. So now I'm hoping you're ready to dig deep into your pockets. It is my pleasure to welcome tonight's auctioneer because we have incredible auction items for you tonight. Please welcome Chris Eslanian.
Hi guys, how you doing? All
Was she incredible?
She was amazing. How about one more round of applause? Wow. Wow.
I want you to know something. I found out that even though he's an amazing auctioneer, any one of you could do this. You know how to be an auctioneer, right? Just put your finger up, okay? Then you put it out. Then you bring it to your lips and you go.
That's all there is to it.
That's it. All right, hit it.
So listen, before we get started, we live, of course, in the world of social media. And I'm hoping that you go and to all of the Life Direction sites and like that and join and follow. But in the meantime, you were given bid paddles, and we would like to get a picture of everyone holding those bid paddles up all at once.
It's the best auction ever. Raise your paddle.
Yeah, just pick them up nice.
$4,000,
Yeah, there you go.
$5,000, $6,000.
And then she's going to start writing those numbers down.
That's just amazing. Look at that.
So there you go. Those are the magic bid paddles. Any of these items you want tonight, you can have. Just magically raise that paddle.
That's good exercise, too. As the health reporter, I just want to remind you, every time you lift it, it's a couple of calories.
So we got some great items tonight. What is our very first item?
Item number one, bocce and dinner for 40 people, traced back to games played in the Roman Empire. Bocce is a favorite tradition of many, enjoying an evening of playing this old-school Italian game at Club Venetian. Your party of 40 will gather to play in your own private bocce tournament and feast on a delicious Italian buffet dinner with food and service to impress any crowd. Invite your family, invite your friends, people in your office, a great team building event. Make it a night of bocce with the board, and they will be happy to show off bocce skills. Whichever occasion you choose, it will be a night of friendly and unforgettable competition.
And if you don't have 40 friends, we'll come and join you.
Yes, I promise.
So before we get started, I have one question for you, and I expect a rousing Motor City response, and that is, are you ready to have an auction? That's not bad. That's not bad.
That wasn't good.
But I'm in the Rensen, General Motors World Headquarters, the mothership, if you will. I'm going to ask you again, are you ready to have an auction? There it is.
Baby.
Here we go. Let's get it started right there. Start me at $1,000, baby. Would have been 1,000. Let's go. 40 people. There's 1,000. Make it 1,500. I have 1,000 there. Now 1,500. Would have been 15. Magic bid paddles, remember? 1,000 over there. Now 1,500. There's 1,500. Make it 2,000. I got 15. Now 2,000. Would have been 2,000's there. Make it 2,500. Come on now at 2,500. Here we go. 2,500's there. Make it 3,000. You're not one of the 40 people he's inviting. You have to bid at 3,000. Would have been 3,000. I got 2,500 there. Take a drink. Great idea. 3,000 is what we need. I got 2,500 there. And he is going to have your package say 3,000. Last chance.
Party for 40 people.
I sold it out right there. 2,500. Big round of applause for buyer number 179.
Item number two. This is the Crystal Lake Ski Retreat. Private cabin, beautiful views of Crystal Lake. It'll be your winter retreat for 4 nights, perfect for a couple or young family, up to 2 kids. Has a queen bed, a loft that sleeps an additional 1 to 2, full bath, kitchenette, large refrigerator. Take to the slopes with 4 all-day ski passes at Crystal Mountain, then relax and watch the snowfall into the night.
That's amazing. How about a round of applause for them for donating that? That's fantastic.
Donated by the Schmidt family.
There we go. Thank you so much. Let's get it started right there. Start me at 1,000 on this one. Here we go. At 1,000, that'll be the lift passes would be that much, right? 1,000. Let's go. Let's get it started. I don't care where I start. It's where I end up. I'm worried about 500. Let's go. At 500, I'll be able to be 5. You can't go wrong. 500's there. Now 600. Make it 700. Here we go. I got 700s over there. Now 800. I have 7. Make it 800. I'll be would have been 800. Here you go. It's okay. At 800 where? I got 700 there. Now 800. I'll be would have been 800. They're at 700 and they're not inviting you. Say 800. You have to bid. I got 700 there. Make it 800. I'll be would have been 800 where? I got 700 over there. Say 800. Last chance. There it is. 800 right there. Now 900. I have 800. 900's there. 1,000 even money. Make it 1,100. Here we go. 11. Now 12. You can make some noise. 1,200's there. Now 13. Here we go. 13.
Yeah,
make it 14. Now 15. Here we go. 15. Now 16. Yes, you should. I got 15 there. Now 1,600 out of me. What was 16? This is the answer I'm looking for. I got 1,500 there. Say 1,600. Last chance. Last chance. All in, all done. There's 1,600. Woo! Now 17. I got 16. Make it 1,700. It's okay. I'll tell you when to stop. At 1,700. I got 1,600 up front. Say 1,700. Last chance. I sold it out 1,600.
Congratulations.
Big round of applause for buyer number. Who was the number over here? Where was my number? Oh, she was taking a picture. And she had her bid paddle in her hand. So we're going to back it up to 1,500 and sell it to him.
Will the judges
That's what we're
accept
gonna
that?
do. She was taking a picture with her bid paddle in her hand. So there it is, 1,500. What is your number? Buyer number 382. There we go.
Thank you so
So when you're
much.
taking pictures, use the camera, not the bid paddle. That's pretty funny, actually.
Be careful when you're taking those selfies,
Yeah,
okay?
right?
Congratulations on your Crystal Mountain
That's
trip.
awesome.
Number 3
That was funny.
is the Rocket Mortgage Classic. You can be a part of the Rocket Mortgage Classic this summer with tickets in the private Michelob Ultra Athletic Club. This private club overlooks the 15th green. It's the place to be seen at Detroit Golf Club. This is in a prime location within Area 313 behind the 15th green, but also offers great views of players on par 5 14th hole and the tee shot on the par 4 16th hole. An upgraded menu, including bar service, will be available for individual purchase, and private restrooms are also available. That's key.
That's key.
This includes 2 tickets per day every day of the tournament, Thursday, July 28th through Sunday, July 31st. Thank you, Rocket Mortgage.
All right. And they sounded the horn for Rocket Mortgage right there. That's pretty impressive. Wow. All right. That's pretty cool. Big round of applause for them. That's great. All 3 days. Here we go. Let's get it started. Start me out at 1,000. Let's go. 1,000's there. Make it 1,500. I got 1,000 now. 1,500 where? 1,000's there. Your turn at 1,500. I'll be able to be 1,500. Here we go. I got 1,000 there. Jump in at 1,500 where? Let you easy at 1,250. I got 1,000 there. Now 1,250. I'll be able to be 1,250. It's okay. 1,000's there. They're going to get your golf package. In July, you're going to be wishing you were there. At 1,250, I got 1,000 there. Make it 1,250. That'll be able to be 1,250. I got 1,000 there. Say 1,250. Is that bidding or waving? 1,250. Is he bidding or is he waving? Is that a bid? Can't tell. Nope.
Oops.
Is he bidding? I got 1,000 there. Say 1,250. There's 1,250. She knows. 1,250 there. Now 1,500. I got 1,250. Make it 1,500. I'll be able to be 1,500. I got 1,250 over there. Say 1,500. Last chance. I sold it out 12 and a half. Big round of applause for buyer number 227. 227.
Moving on to number 4, custom-made complete suit. For more than 60 years,
Bring those up.
Custom Clothiers has served the most discerning clients in Metro Detroit and across the country. This tradition is continued. Woo, look at that. By owner and experienced custom clothier, Rick DePanasis.
All right,
The reputation continues today with a staff dedicated to dressing businessmen and women, celebrities, athletes, and any clients who realize the importance of a well-developed wardrobe.
Now, I have a little personal experience with this because we had our earlier speaker earlier. Bring him up so you can take a look at what you're getting.
Yeah,
Now,
come on up.
here's the only problem with this. Here's the only problem with getting a suit from Rick and Cicchini's is you'll never be able to buy one off the rack again. It's a guarantee. It is not just
It does look good.
buying a suit and getting fitted. You're actually getting an experience. They literally make it fit perfectly. And he's very, very generous and very nice. And he didn't want to say he didn't like my tux, but he offered to do a tux for me.
He didn't like your tux.
He didn't like my tux, but let me tell you what, he takes care of rock stars and sports people and all kinds of high-end, crazy expensive things. But he has suits that start at $1,500 for the mere mortals, the rest of us here. And you can go right up to a handmade one that is $8,000 if you want. I'm like, he really runs the whole range. And I'm not kidding you. Once you've done a shirt, a pair of slacks, a suit, that'll be it. You will be spoiled. You will never buy another thing off the rack again.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I'm not proud of this, but this is a true story. I'm coming off of an all-nighter in Vegas last night. I flew in mid-morning today. I'm wearing the suit from last year, and it made me even look good after this all-nighter. I got to design the bow tie. I got to pick out the liner in the suit. I mean, this is not like getting a tailored suit off the rack.
Show him the liner.
The liner? Okay.
Oh, baby, here it comes.
All right, tell me when to stop.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah. See? We got the shoes to match. I mean, yes.
Amazing.
So here we go. This is on the handmade one, correct? This very first one we're doing is the handmade one, is top to bottom. You pick every single part of it, right? Fantastic. All right, how about a round of applause for Rick and Caccini's? They do a great job. Here we go. Let's get it started. Start me at 1,000. Let's go. At 1,000 there. Make it 15. Now 2,000. Here we go. At $2,000 be able to 2,000. I got 1,500 there. Make it $2,000 be able to 2,000. Don't worry. I'll tell you when to stop. At $2,000 be able to 2,000. Can you read that for them?
It's upside down.
No, right here. That.
Oh, it's only money.
That's what he put on my slaves there for me. It is only money. There's 2,000. Now 2,500. I got 2,000. Make it 2,500. Here we go. I got 2,000. I don't hear any applause. I don't hear it. At 2,000. I got 2,000. Now 2,500. Yes, you should. I got 2,000 there. Now 2,500. I'll be able to 25. Yes, you should. It's okay. At 2,500. Hey, better luck than Vegas. At 2,500. I got 2,000 there. Make it 22.5. Here we go. I got 2,000 there. And her better half's going to look amazing. Say 22.5. Last chance. I sold it out 2,000. Big round of applause right there for buyer number. I need your number, though. There you go. Buyer number 102. 102.
So the sad thing tonight, this is the first time I've been at this event without Mama Rita. She's 1 in a million, but she wasn't feeling well tonight. This next item is an Italian dinner prepared by Mama Rita, something you could never get anywhere else. Every day since 1964, the Ruggiero family have been preparing fresh, authentic Italian dishes for all who visit their restaurants. Everything is made the old-fashioned way. Fatta in casa, which means in-house. Here's your chance to have a gourmet Italian feast like no other, made by the matriarch of the family, Mama Rita.
And how about a round of applause for the Giuro family? Every year, they are so generous. And again, it's not just a meal, it's an experience. When she cooks for you, she cooks for you. It's pretty amazing. So here we go. Let's get it started. Starting at 1,000. Let's go. This is for 12 people. At $1,000, people to 1,000. 500. Let's get it started. At 500, out there's 500 there. Make it 600. Yes, you should. I got 600. Now 700. I got 6 there. Make it 7. Is she waving or bidding? Is she bidding? Because she's still waving. Yeah, I'm not sure if she bid. Or did she knows she's bidding? I got 500 over here. She's still, are you? I don't know what's happening. I'll just go over there and find out right now. I got 500 over here. Now 600. You want it at 6? There's 600. Make it 7. I got 600 there. Now 700. I'll be able to be 7. 600's there. Now 700. I'll be able to be 700. There she goes. She knows. Now 700. Make it 800. She's just bidding against herself. I got 7. Now 800. That's okay. You guys, we're good now. At 800. I got you at 7, but you can still do 8. I got 7. Make it 800. I'll be able to 800. Where? This is all 12 people. At 800. I'll be able to 800. I got 800 up front. Now make it 900. He's at 800 now. 900. Yes, you should. At 900's there. 1,000's over there. Make it 1,100. Now 1,200. Here we go. At 1,200, you want back in. I got 1,100. Make it 1,200. I'll be able to 1,200. Here we go. I got 1,100. There's 1,200. 2,500 right there. 2,500. Make it 3,000. I'll be able to 3,000. Where? I got 2,500 there. Say 3,000. Last chance. Last chance.
Somebody outbid him.
Somebody outbid him. 3,000. Last chance. I sold it out. 2,500. Big round of applause for buyer number 370.
Next up, how about a suite at Comerica Park? This beautiful weather makes us dream of summer days at the ballpark. What better place could there be to watch the Detroit Tigers than from Mayor Duggan's suite? Go Tigers.
All right, how about a round of applause for the mayor for putting that in tonight? That's awesome. Here we go. Let's get it started. Start me at a 1,000. Let's go. At 1,000 there. Make it 1,250. I got 1,000 now. $1,250. Maybe to a 1,250 where? 1,000's there. Your turn at 1,250. Yes, you should. 1,000 there. Now $1,250. Did they mention that has private bathrooms? There she goes. 1,250. There it is. Now 1,500. I got 1,250. Now 1,500. Yes, you should. I got 1,250. 1,500's there. Now 17 and a half. I got 15. Make it 1,750. Here we go. And remember what it says on the shirt. It's only money. At 1,500, I got 12 and a half. Now 1,500, ought to be able to do 1,500. I got 1,250 over there. Say 1,500. Last chance. I sold out 12 and a half. Big round of applause for buyer number 152.
Way to go, and go Tigers. And now to the Grand Prix. Start your engines, everybody. Your party of four will be part of the fast-paced action at this year's Detroit Grand Prix. Held on Sunday, June 5th, included 4 guest passes, which include access to the exclusive Fountain Club and the Fifth Third Paddock, known as the locker room of motorsports. It's an opportunity to get a peek at the garage areas and see the world-class NTT IndyCar Series. It's going to be an amazing, amazing experience. No worries about parking. Park with the included river area parking pass. Are you revved up?
I'm ready to go. How about a big round of applause for them? That's awesome. That is a fantastic package right here. How appropriate they have that race here in the Motor City, right down the street from the headquarters of General Motors.
Donated by Penske.
And donated by Penske. Big round of applause for Penske. That was awesome. All right, let's get it started. Start me at a 1,000. Let's go. Everybody should jump right in at $1,000. People to 1,000. Here we go. By the way, this is a $4,500 package. There's 1,000 there. Make it 1,500. I have 1,000. 1,500. Make it 2,000. I got 1,500 now. 2,000. People to 2,000. Where? 1,500's up front. It's your turn at 2,000. Yes, your 2,000's there. Now 2,500. Here we go. Don't look at him. Look at me at 2,500. 2,500. Make it 3,000. It's okay. I got 2,500 now. $3,000 people to 3,000. 2,500's there. Your turn at 3,000 where? I got 2,500. Now $3,000 people to 3,000. I got 2,500 up front. Say 3,000. Last chance. I sold it out 2,500. Big round of applause for buyer number 274.
You guys are going to have a blast. Let's go to Violet. Rocco's art career began while Tony worked on the line at Ford's Michigan assembly plant. Ford management recognized his talents and named Tony Ford's resident artist and commissioned him to paint murals in many Ford facilities to beautify these buildings and bolster employee morale. Rocco's signature portraits celebrate the human figure with vivid, brilliant colors, inspired by Detroit's industrial past. Rocco has painted commissions for Jay Leno, Lady Gaga, the Holocaust Museum, was named Detroit's best fine artist by Our Magazine for 5 consecutive years. So we are so honored to offer this limited edition Giclée reproduction on canvas, number 2 of 15, entitled Violet, donated by Rocco.
How about a round of applause for Tony? He just is so generous. So connected to the city of Detroit. Here we go. Let's get it started. Start at 1,000. Let's go. There's 1,000 there. Make it 1,500. I got 1,000 now. $1,250 people to 1,250. Where? 1,000's there. Your turn at $1,250 people to 1,250. 1,250's there. Now 1,500. 1,500. Make it 17 and a half. Here we go. I got 15. Now 1,750. Yes, you should. One more time. I got 1,500 there, and she's going to take your painting home at 17 and a half. 1,500's there. Your turn is 1,750. Yes, you should. I got 1,500 up front. Say 17 and a half. There it is. Now $2,000 bid. I got 2,000's there. Now 22 and a half. It's okay. I got 2,000. Now 22 and a half. We take credit cards at 22 and a half. I got 2,000. Make it 22 and a half one more time. I got 2,000 there. Say 22 and a half. Last chance. I sold it out 2,000. Big round of applause for smiling number 200.
This is it. The final item, So that money that's burning a hole in your pocket, this is your moment. This is called Swept Away in Detroit. This week in Detroit, it's ready-made. Aboard your private helicopter tour, you'll be in awe of the Detroit skyline from a new perspective. Your time in the D continues with accommodations at the Element Hotel, located in the neo-Gothic Metropolitan Building, known colloquially as the Jewelers Building. Experience the beauty of the building, relive your day of adventure with cocktails in the Monarch Club, exhilarating rooftop lounge, inventive cocktails, delicious food, sweeping views of downtown Detroit, donated by the Element, the Monarch Company, and My Flight Tours.
What a round of applause for them. That is awesome. So, I'm going to get a little more volume back there, just a touch. Now, this is the last live auction item of the night, but by no means the last part of the night. We have a really exciting part coming up right after this. We're all going to participate. It's going to be a ton of fun. And, Father, we're going to raise a ton of money. So right now, someone is going to get this amazing package. Let's get it started. Start at 1,000. Let's go. There's 1,000 there. Make it 1,500. Here we go. I got 1,000. Now 1,500. We'll spend that on the fuel alone. I got 1,000 there. Make it 1,500. I'll be able to 1,500 there. Make it 17 and a half. I got 15. Now 17.50. Don't look at them. Look at me. At 17 and a half. I got 17 and a half. You wanted it too? No, 17 and a half. Okay, I got 1,500 there. Now 1750. I got 1,500 in the back. Make it 17 and a half. That'll be able to 1750. I got 1,500 back there. Say 1750.
Helicopter ride.
Last chance. There's 17 and a half. There we go. Now 2,000. 1750. 2,000's there. Make it 22 and a half. Yes, you should. I got 2,000. Now 22 and a half. There's still time. I got 2,000 over there. Say 22 and a half. Last chance. Sold it out 2,000. Big round of applause
what
for buyer number. Woo! What's your number there? Buyer number 381. All right, so now.
Open your hearts.
Here we go. This is really important that everybody hear what's happening next, because this is our Direct the Cause paddle raise. And we're all going to be part of this in one form or another. I'm going to explain to you what you're doing. In a moment, I'm going to ask for a straight donation. I'm going to start out at 10,000. Anybody that can do 10,000 will hold your hand up nice and high until I read the number off. And then I'll do 5,000, 2,500, all the way down to $100. So there will be an amount for everyone. The deal is, if the amount I'm asking for is not your amount, that's okay, because a person sitting next to you may be thinking about it. And it's your rousing applause that is just the encouragement they need to donate that money. So you can help, even if you're not bidding, by making a lot of noise and making this place echo and be all crazy and loud. It really, really does make a difference. So this first amount is for $10,000. Before I even ask, let's get the applause going. Let's do it. Who'll do 10,000? At 10,000, ought to be able to attend. All you got to do is hold your paddle up. At 10,000, ought to be able to attend. I can't hear you. If you're not bidding, you're applauding. At 10,000, ought to be able to attend 10,000. Just hold that paddle up. At 10,000, ought to be able to attend 10,000. All right. Now that was a great warm-up. We are now down to the $5,000 amount. And you know what to do, Motor City. Make some noise. Let's get that applause going. Let's do it. Who'll do 25,000? Ought to be able to be 5. At 5, there's one right there. At 5,000, ought to be able to be 5,000. Keep that applause going. I can't hear you. I can't hear it. At 5,000, ought to be able to be 5,000. Keep your hands together for buyer number 143. Just like that, we made $5,000 for Life Directions. All right. So next up is our $2,500 amount. What are we going to do? We're going to make some noise. Let's do it. Let's get the applause going. Who'll do 2,500? At 2,500, ought to be able to 25. At 25, I can't hear you. There's one right there. At 2,500, ought to be. Hold them up nice and high. Don't be shy. At 2,500, ought to be able to 2,500. Keep your hands together for buyer number 391 and bidder number 179. That's how you do that right there. Good job, guys. All right. So now We're getting down to the $1,000 amount. It's going to be getting quieter, Father, because there's going to be so many people bidding. So make sure you keep that paddle up there until I read that number off. But before I even ask, let's get started. Let's get the applause going. Who'll do 1,000? At $1,000, there's 1,000. There's 1,000. Keep the applause going. At $1,000, people to 1,000. There's another one there. Another one there. Keep it coming. At $1,000, people to 1,000. If you're not bidding, you're applauding. At $1,000, people to 1,000. Keep your hands together for buyer number 128. Bidder number 265. Buyer number 204. Bidder number 201. Is there anyone else at 1,000? All right. So the next amount, you guessed it, is for $500. Let's get the applause going. Let's do it. Who'll do 500? There's 500 there. Another one there. At $500, be able to be 500. Hold them up nice and high. Don't be shy. At $500, be able to be 5. Who else is in? Keep them coming. At 500, I can't hear you. At $500, be able to be 500. Keep your hands together for buyer number 181. Buyer number 200. Bidder number 367, buyer number 115, bidder number 382. Is there anyone else at 500? All right. Oh, there's one there. Buyer number 116. That's awesome. Anyone else at 500? All right. Now, I know it's a long time to applaud, but the more you applaud, the more money you're actually going to generate for Life Directions. I don't care what sporting event you go to. It doesn't matter how much you applaud. You don't make them any more money. So tonight is your opportunity. This is for $250. What are we going to do? We're going to make some noise. Who'll do 250? At $250 bid, there's 250. There's 250. Keep it coming. At $250 bid with 250. Yes, you should. I can't hear you, Motor City. At $250 bid with 250. Who else is in? Hold them up nice and high. Don't be shy. At $250 bid with 250. Keep your hands together for buyer number 241. Bidder number 199. Buyer number 161, bidder number 187, and buyer number 184. That's awesome. That's fantastic. All right. Now, last but not least, we are at the $100 amount. And I want to hear no applauding because everybody is bidding. But before we even start the bidding, let's get that applause going for $100. Who'll do 100? At 100, there's 100, there's 100, there's one there. Keep them coming. Now you get it. At $100, people to 100. I can't hear you. At $100, people to 100. Keep the applause going. Don't stop now. Hold those paddles up nice and high. Don't be shy. At $100, people to 100. Keep your hands together for buyer number 137. Bidder number 256, bidder number 136, buyer number 261, buyer number 260, buyer number 257. That's the whole table over there. You can applaud for that. Buyer number 209, bidder number 328, buyer number 331, bidder number 170, buyer number 173, bidder number 164, buyer number 212, bidder number 380, buyer number 392, bidder number 290, buyer number 191. You don't have to stop applauding. We have time. It's okay. Buyer number 101, bidder number 203, buyer number 340, bidder number 372. I told you I'd get your money. Buyer number 156, bidder number 320, buyer number 197. This is $100 every time I read a number off. Buyer number 364, bidder number 253, buyer number 366, bidder number 292, buyer number 218, and bidder number 359. Did I miss anyone at 100? Anyone?
Because
all right.
Even just one more.
So here is the deal. If I didn't ask for their amount, if you wanted to donate $100,000, I apologize. Totally my bad. But in all seriousness, on your app on your phone right now, if you pick your phone up and go to the donate section, there is an other button. And you literally can put anything you want. It can be $1, $5, $10. The deal is if everybody in this room picks their phone up and donates something, we're going to make a massive difference in what Life Direction can do. So I want to thank you again for having me back to the Motor City. Big round of applause for everyone here. You guys are amazing. Good job.
Let's hear it for Chris. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone in this room for igniting the spark of hope for these youths and young adults within our community. With that spark, the possibilities are truly endless. I want to welcome back to the stage now, Father John.
It's a real joy to be present to tell you that every $600 was one person for 1 year. Isn't it amazing? So just $600, one person for 1 year. It costs $60,000 for one person in prison for 1 year. Daisy will be going to college. This is Will and Tina O'Sullivan. This is the hand that those young adults were put into. And this was made by Judy McDonald, the grandmother of Life Directions. Give Judy McDonald a hand. And the way you'll find the results is their children are here. Could Kim McDonald please stand? And Patrick McDonald, they're out in the audience out there. And just give them a hand because their mother made this. Life Directions works with young people for their children, not for them. This is the symbol of Daisy and all the other young people we serve. And this was made by Alex McDonald, who took the hand of Judy, his wife, and the two of them together created Focus Life, Life Directions. So you can give them a hand. And so I want to thank that even if a mother were to forget her child, we do not want to forget them because they're carved in the palm of our hands. And our society depends upon our solidarity. And it's our response to the issues that make a difference. So as you and I leave this room, just know we can be prayerfully grateful for all the people who have made 170,000 people be served from 1974 to this day. 170,000 people. In Tucson, Arizona, in San Antonio, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, Chicago, Illinois, Detroit, and Marion County, Oregon. Just amazing what can happen when people step up and bring hope into people's lives. I want to read something to you before we all leave. We have written our journal because when Alex and myself and Sister Rosalie and Alex and Judy got together, we did this for those who would follow us. So we wrote a journal. We're up to volume 21. So we've been writing this since 1973. And just listen to what we wrote, and we wrote it for tonight, even though the date is October 1973. This is a journal to reflect upon the experience of a small group of people seeking life. It stands as a quiet reminder that it demands a community to make happen the dream of any person. The first part of the journal will be looking back over 3 years of our effort that Surface Focus Life. The second part will be a more detailed impression of what's happening. By design, these reflections bear the stamp of the memory of the persons who worked together to make it happen. We pray, and this is my prayer today, that its purpose is achieved, that it's but one task: to encourage those whose faces are raw from the race whenever looking back supports fidelity, to encourage those about to begin to run into the unknown whenever our story would strengthen fidelity. Some are called to run such a race. We pray that you do so and inherit the wind and set the children free. God bless you. God bless you. Sister Rosalie Esquera is over there at the other end there. And I like all the board of directors who have been pinned by Sister Rosalie to stand up so you can all just wave to Sister Rosalie. You've been pinned? Do you have a pin on you? Okay, this is Sister Rosalie. So she can wave to you. And God bless you all. And thank you, Liza Lazarus, and thank you, Chris, and thank you for all of you being here and being present. And I hope you had a good time. Amen? Did you have a good time? Okay, let's have a hand for that, all right? And remember, if you want to give anything you want to give, at only $600 a year per young person. So that's amazing. Go on the website. We're accountable to you. And you can look us up anytime you want to be able to care for us. Let us know. Amen? Amen. God bless you.